Hello, colleagues. Lovely to meet you, and apologies that I can't be with you in person. But Lisa convinced me to create a little mini video for you as a nice introduction, and to plant the seeds of hopefully some ongoing work that we can do together. So my name's Professor Narelle Lemon, and I'm a part of the School of Education at ECU as a BC Professoriate Research Fellow. And my research area and my passion is all things wellbeing, particularly from a way that we can start to think about how we can be our best selves. Part of my research program includes looking at higher education and academics, professional staff members, all of us, in how we can care for ourselves in order to care for each other. And a part of how I investigate that is I have the honour to edit a book series for Routledge. We've just signed our 16th book that shares proactive actions and calls out things in the sector, but then how we can help one another to interrupt things that are really not working and are not sustainable when it comes to how we care for ourselves and everything that happens with the moving parts in the sector. So I wanted to share with you a little bit of an opening of one of the books that's going to come out in a couple of months' time. And the book is focused on doing things differently. And I thought, after talking with Lisa and Moira, it would be a nice little planting of a seed to share these thoughts, and maybe it can spur on some thinking in regards to yourself and each other, and where you might want to head as you think about how you care for you. So I'm just going to read a little passage to you. So the prevailing blame game between individuals and the sector has grown wearisome, and it's time for a change. As scholars, researchers, teachers, administrators, policymakers, and leaders, we must transcend the rhetoric of a broken system and begin to explore and put in action what is possible when we position self-care and well-being as a part of who we are and what we do in higher education. Can we do things differently? Can we explore how we, individually and collectively, can be the change we yearn? So I think about self-care as proactive actions that we take to support, grow, maintain, and protect our health, wellness, and well-being, while drawing on diverse areas of well-being science. And we need to draw on many areas of well-being science to form what we can be considered as a toolbox of strategies. I often talk about it as a toolbox, and thinking about strategies in those practices as our tools. So these tools come together to support being one's best self, and a selection is influenced and accessed according to our knowledge, our capacity, stage of maintaining, protecting, or growing our well-being. Our toolbox will and can change and be extended, be added to, be sharpened, be adjusted, depending on the context. And as such, self-care is multidimensional and multifaceted. It's not the same for each of us. It's complex. However, it does have to be purposeful. So imagine it's a menu of self-care practices that empower us to be the best version of ourselves. And in higher education, achieving this equilibrium or mental calmness in self-care is possible but demanding, and it requires effort, dedication, and collective commitment to reshape self-care as something deserving of our attention, not an afterthought for times when we're exhausted or told to be reconsidered by professionals or loved ones. And so with that comes the notion of personal mindset and professional mindset. What do I personally need right now? On the other hand of the professional self-care mindset, where the attention goes to what's necessary for me to maintain a healthy professional self. And we might pose a question of, what do I need to care for myself in the workplace? So I'm going to pose those two questions to you, and I'm going to handball across to Lisa to unpack a little mini activity that you can do together as you're spending this time with each other. What does a professional mindset, what does a personal mindset look like in regards to your self-care? And thinking also that self-care is not selfish, that self is actually self-love, self-compassion, self-awareness, and it's relational. We have to look after ourselves in order to care for others. So we have to look after us in order for the we. So I'm just going to plant that with you. Lovely to meet you virtually, and I look forward to joining you face to face.